butterflies. What? Trying to be like Francis, my train boy. It's not happening. He's full of food and drink. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome back to episode 57. WTF? I told you guys last week I may or may not have an opportunity to record wherever I was heading, and Miami was the place to be for Art Basel. But with that being said, I was having way too much fun, didn't have enough time, so I am sitting here in my boring ass living room reporting to you on my adventures there. So it was great. I'm obsessed with art. Hopefully you guys have picked that up. Some of you don't have my private Instagram, so you wouldn't see all that stuff. But anyway, I love art. Art is my life. So yeah, it was a thing on my bucket list that now I finally had the opportunity to do because I don't have to worry about stupid ass blackout periods during holiday season in my retail career anymore. So what did I do? Boop, bought my ticket, flew down. My best friend came and stayed with me, and we had a wonderful MF time. I got to see one of my other friends who lives down there now. He is a DJ. You guys go check him out, DJ65. I tagged him in one of my posts. He's from my media group. Love him, adore him. It was finally amazing to meet him in person, because we all are all over, spread out throughout the country, and I've had the opportunity to meet a good handful of the LMG fam, but I feel like we all know each other even if we haven't met in person. Anyway, my long tangents. Do you guys like my new Frida earrings? My friend Enid gave these to me for my birthday, so thank you, boo. Okay, anyway, I gotta go to work, so I'm trying to make this fast and entertaining. And my friend Ruben was just calling. Ruben, I have to decline you. I'm so sorry right now. All right. So anyway, back to my story. We experienced a crazy ass motherfucking time while at a restaurant having breakfast the second morning that we were there. So Laura and I are chopping it up me, eating our food, and this guy comes in, okay? And when I explain this to you, I just want you to know it's with 100% accuracy, and I'm not fucking with you. I am not exaggerating, so just bear that in mind. So this guy walks around the corner because there's outdoor seating and there's also a bar. There's a woman that's sitting at the bar, you know, having her morning breakfast and, you know, all this stuff, right? So no big deal. She's just by herself enjoying her sweet ass time, right? Guy comes around the corner off of the street, and I don't think it was Collins. It was parallel to Collins, right? But he kept calling it Fort Collins, and that was bothering me. And he has absolutely no shirt on. He has low hanging cargo shorts, boxer briefs of a brand that teenagers wear or skateboarders wear, and no shoes. Okay, so he walks in, and the longer I'm looking at him, the more disturbing his appearance is, because that's not even bad. You're in a beach community and it's yeah, you don't have a shirt on, you don't have whatever, but it was 10 o'clock in the morning, right? And so he has two homemade, I put my thumbs in here for you guys, two homemade, and I'm not lying, two homemade casts, okay? He did not go to any medical professional to have these casts placed on his arm. And I was like, what are you doing, sir? Right? It was all coming out. He had signatures all on one of them. Then he has where they adhere bandages on your side. There's bandage goo residue, but then it was dirty. So you can clearly tell he has not bathed, showered, cleansed his body in weeks. Then he has I'm assuming is his last name, a giant tramp stamp on his back. And I'm what is this man? Not even who. What is this man? Okay. So he comes in and he's talking to the bartender and he's yeah, I was here yesterday and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And he's and I want to buy some alcohol from you right now. Can you do that for me? And the guy's like, yeah. So he's like getting bottles of champagne. He's getting, I think, Bud Light, all this shit, right? So he's like buying all this stuff at 10:30 in the morning from a restaurant bar, not even a liquor store where you could have it probably delivered to your hotel room. And he's like, oh, you guys take this card here? And it was a generic ass like blue MasterCard. It wasn't even like it was a black Amex or anything like out of the ordinary that you're like, man, this motherfucker's rich. So he starts talking to the innocent lady that's just sitting there enjoying her morning, and he starts talking about his ex-girlfriend in college and how he broke up with her because she was like sad one morning at like 5 a.m. eating her breakfast that consisted of Captain Crunch, and instead of milk it was vodka. Okay, cool story, bro. But like, none of that pertained to like anything that was happening, right? So then he just like keeps like inching closer to the woman, inching closer. And we're like, what is his deal, right? So he keeps talking to her. She's like, I could tell like nervously laughing, but she seemed to kind of be like going along with it. And like, I could tell her wallet was like in her hand right away. She was like ready, more than ready to pay and get out of there. So then she does that, you know, she's again, very polite. She walks to the street corner and she's like, yeah, I have to get my Uber now. I have to go down to the convention center where Art Basel is being held, right? So again, Laura and I are like, something's not right because, and I was like picking up on it that she was like, I have to call my Uber. Not even like my Uber is about to be here. So I could then tell at this point, Laura could tell at this point, even though her back was to her, that this lady was like feeling extremely uncomfortable. And the guy's like, I'll have my driver come pick you up. What's your telephone number? Sign my cast. What's your name? Where are you from? Like asking her all of these questions, both like at the bar and then continuing onto the street corner. And I was just like, what is happening right now? So he just keeps going in and in and in, and he's like, I'm gonna call my driver, he's gonna pick you up. I was going 122 in my Ducati, that's why I'm like this, blah, 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 crash that shit up. My driver's coming for, just trying to impress her, right? And she's like, yeah, thank you. And we were like, no, she is like super uncomfortable. I could tell she was getting red in the face. And she's like, I just have to get down, you know, to the convention center. My boss is waiting for me. And he's like, I'm gonna call my driver. My driver's coming for you. And at this point, we're like, oh my God, this woman's probably gonna get kidnapped and never seen again. And this is so uncomfortable. So I wait until I see him starting to walk back towards the bar to go get his liquor and to go get his card. And I ran over to her so fast and was like, hey, we're going to the convention center. Do you want to ride? And she's like, and I was like, I could tell you were really uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable? She's like, yes, get me out of here. I'm like, great. So you come with us. And then he starts getting pissed because we had cock blocked him basically. And he was like, no, my driver's already on the way and I have to pay for him. So she's going to go with me. And then kind of like starts arguing. And then also because we left our food and I was like, dude, I'm full. Like, that's why I'm leaving my food there. We have to get going because I actually was fucking full because I get full really quickly. And he was then asked the waiter to get a to-go box so he could take my food that I left on the fucking table to then, you know, take my food to go and like eat it. And I'm like, now he probably has my DNA on that piece of bacon or like a pancake and is now like, I don't know, doing lab research to try to find out who I am and what I do. I don't know. The whole thing was weird. So we were like, yeah, come with us. What's your name? Great. We're going to take you. So she's like, no, don't worry. I'm going to go with them and all this stuff. And we were like, you know, like you pick and choose between strangers on who you want to talk to. And do you want to get a ride with this like weirdo homemade cast, tramp stamp adorning, like dirty guy, which also he confirmed to her that he doesn't shower. He only bathes. So I could also tell that like he didn't put the plastic things on his cast to like wipe his body, so like, you know, his nether regions probably fucking reeked. There was like green gas coming out of his pants or something, like gross. He was so disgusting, but I guess this guy was loaded. So when I was paying my bill ever so quickly, the bartender was like, oh yeah, he came in yesterday. He was like super fucking hilarious. And like, I don't think they were reading the room because I was like, no, this woman is extremely uncomfortable. So whatever, I pay quickly. He's taking my food food in a to-go box to like, I don't know, go eat it in his hotel room with his like bottles of champagne and his Bud Light, because he will then be full of food and drink, just like Francis, right? So I was like, oh my God, what the hell? So then we walked to the car, you know, put her in the front seat. I sat in the back seat on a booster seat. So, and you know how big my ass is. And I'm like awkwardly sitting because like I couldn't move it. It was buckled in under the seat. So we're driving to the convention center. We just keep talking. And this woman is amazing. So you pick and choose strangers on who you want to talk to. You pick Laura and I every goddamn time because we will save your life. And we will not put you in a weird kidnapping, trafficking, you're never going to see your kids ever again type situation, because that's not how we roll. We are like good, honest human beings, right? And I don't know. So shout out to this woman whose name I will omit, but she was amazing. She works for the company that owns and sponsors Art Basel. So we had a great conversation in the car. We saw her a couple times in the convention center. I don't know, all this stuff. It was just mind-blowing. What was life the whole time? I don't know, but I had a great time. It was a lot of fun, lots of art. Went to Wynwood, the Ruble Museum, saw Kusama, saw Basquiat, Keith Haring, which I was kind of shocked that they even had that stuff at, well, not Kusama, but like at Art Basel. Amazing artists, amazing everything. But also, speaking of very crazy things, I want to just like dive in quickly to something I found at Target, guys. Smart food with Captain Crunch berries. So we're going to talk about craziness, and I'm going to eat this quickly, and I'm going to tell you how it fucking tastes, because I'm predicting it's going to taste like shit. It already kind of smells like shit. And I want to just see the combination together, because it is smart food just with Captain Crunch berries. Don't look at my nail polish. I got to take it off. So we're going to try it. Why? Who made this and why? I mean, it's smart food packaging, but like who decided that like we're gonna mix a white cheddar cheese popcorn with Captain Crunch berries? It's kind of like sprinkled on it, like seasoned with Captain Crunch. I'm gonna say a hard no. I'm gonna give this to my brother Brandon to eat, because he'll eat anything. So if I leave this in the kitchen, it's all him. But what? That's gross. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you next week. I gotta go to work. I got shit to do. I got people to see, you know, all this stuff. So peace out. I will see you next week. All right, bye.